Greetings. A little something on lifestyle. It's the most important thing. It has to do with consistency, with duration. The most important syllable in the word lifestyle is life. Life is made up of time. So a lifestyle is what you do chronically over time. If you used to have a good diet, but you don't anymore, then you don't have a good diet. You used to be in shape. You used to have these good habits, and you don't now. Or if you're planning on it, you're going to do it, and it doesn't matter. If you're doing it right now, in a way, doesn't matter. Are you going to continue with it? And then if you continue with it, you've got a time machine. You can go back into the past and make the thing that you did matter because you brought it into the present. If you did it and stopped doing it, you did it. The way a rock falls into a pond and has some ripples and then it disappears, well, what good is it? Now it's pretty philosophical. It's not really absolute. The point is it's philosophical in a very pragmatic sense. So find the nutrition system, the diet, that works for you. I talked about the two meals, the berry smoothie and the vegetable stew. That's just a thing. They're just two excellent meals. Are there other excellent meals and things that you can make that you like? Yes, there are. Find out what they are. Sometime I'll go over. There's the idea that Americans in general, but people, we eat 10 meals. That's the number that's put out. 10 meals. And, one day you have pork chops, and another day it's hot dogs, and another day it's whatever it is. And you just go down that list, and there may be a little bit of variety in terms of the different elements of the meal, but it's basically the same stuff over and over again. You know how to make those 10 things, spaghetti, and then it's just a matter. Well, you're trying to build health out of 10 things. The Okinawans in the blue zones, in that book about extreme healthful long life. They have 106, whatever the number is, different foods on a very regular basis in their diet. And I've said it before. You can make your own list. What do we eat? Well, what do you eat? It's going to be grain, some kind of grain, maybe a couple of kinds of grain, maybe 3 kinds of grain, rice and the infinite number of wheat variations in all its disguised forms, and maybe oats. Okay, well, there's 3 grains. What percentage of your diet is that? And then there's meat. Oh, there's so many different kinds of meat. Yes and no. Okay, we'll say, there are lots of different kinds of meat. So do you eat a lot of mutton? Probably not. Veal, I barely know what veal is. Baby cow? Probably not. It's just cow, so it's just cow meat. Different parts of cow. Do you eat a lot of liver? Most people don't. So there's those animal products, those animal body products. And then the vegetables. What vegetables? Tomatoes, that's actually a fruit, but tomatoes and lettuce and, maybe you have a Caesar salad, I think that's full of celery, mushrooms, maybe. Okay, well, there's that. My point is, just off the top of your head, you can make a list, and sure, you eat other things, but not as a staple, not as a regular thing. My point would be, expand that. Expand that in terms of the quality of the nutrient, and do it over time. And if you settle into just having the same, 3 or 4 meals for a month and a month and a month, all right, that's okay. You're going to vary it up. You don't want to abandon the good thing that you're doing, but you didn't marry it. You don't have to be faithful to this one thing that you used to like and don't like anymore if it's not working for you. You don't have to make a meal out of the good thing. You don't have to make a meal out of broccoli. Broccoli is really good. People say they don't like it. What they mean is they don't like the stumps. The florets, who could have a problem with that? And what you don't like, maybe you, maybe whoever, they don't like basagi, overcooked. Well, yeah, who would? It's like cooked spinach. Yuck. Of course you don't like slimy cooked. Maybe you love it, but yuck to me. Ugh. So there's going to be a way that you can find it. And even if you don't quite like it, well, how about just a bit? You take one branch of broccoli and you cut off the florets and you chop up the stump a little bit, and then you can leave the stump, the big part of the stump, and just not have it. That's fine. Compost it. But you're getting at least some of that, which is the point. You don't need to slather your cells with that nutrient. If you've got a disease, maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to just really, because of the nutrients in this particular food, would be so good for the disease that you have. Fine. But generally speaking, well, why did you have the disease? Sometimes we're just a victim, but sometimes we did it to ourselves. And very, very frequently, this is a harsh, uncharitable thing to say. It's true. Not every truth needs to be slammed into your face, but type 2 diabetes, the one that people get with just, because they got older, you did it to yourself. You did that to yourself. I had a guy once, and he was probably 50, and he was metabolic syndrome, and he was pre-diabetic, and he had high cholesterol and high two things. He started to exercise in a full body, meaningful, demanding, but not debilitatingly exhausting way. Maybe not for the first time in his life, but certainly the first time in X number of years. And he started to eat properly. And the third thing is, with him, I had him use some supplements. And I won't go into that, but it made a difference. They can make a difference, but only if your diet is not sufficient, or you're not making the things yourself, or the biochemicals. So there are supplements that can help yourself. But the two really important things are get a wide variety of highly nutritious foods into your body over time. Not just, I ate really well over the summer. No, always eat well. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You go to the party, you go to the wedding, fine. Eat all of the wedding cake. You can recover, most likely. But that's not what you always do. I've made the joke, how many feasts should you have? Every day this is not the joke, I'm avoiding it. But not every day should not be a feast. And then 3 times a day, 1,000 times a year, 365 times 3 roughly, you're just eating whatever you want. This is a deeply unnatural state. Yeah. So I'm talking about this very generally, because it's the things that you do over time in a sustained way that make the difference. So generally the way people understand the term lifestyle, it's you go to bed at a certain time, or you like to go out and eat once a week at the restaurant, and it's part of your lifestyle. Or you have such and such an amount of alcohol, either on a daily or a weekly or whatever basis. It's your lifestyle includes alcohol, or it does not. Well, I'll tell you something about myself. And it's another way that, kind of unusual. I don't drink, no big deal. And I have never drunk. I've never tasted beer. And it's, not a prude, not a uptight. It's just, why would I? Why would I? That's how I looked at it when I was, during those formative years, I just made a Mr. Spock kind of decision. This is not logical. And I didn't do it. And I don't have I don't have any problem at all not fitting in, if you hear what I'm saying. If I'm the odd man out, okay, so that's fine. My self-worth is not dependent on being accepted into a group that I don't really value. The people that you care about, sure, but the people that you care about, they need to accept you, warts and all. And if you got too many warts, maybe they'll help you with that, as it were. So drugs, never use drugs. Never, not once. Smoking, of course not. And that's a huge, all it is I didn't, any of the common poisons, literally intoxicants, toxins, I don't use them. And it gives my body such a leap ahead. Now the story is, oh, you know, a glass of wine is okay. And a couple of things about that, I won't go into it, but the benefit that you get from drinking a glass of wine, you'll get that similar benefit from drinking some grape juice or eating some grapes. Same chemicals. Wine did not manufacture. It's not alchemy to manufacture something that wasn't there before. And the other thing is you want that little stimulatory effect. Your heart starts racing or whatever it does. Walk up some stairs. Then you get the same benefit. Eat some grapes while you're walking upstairs. So much for the benefit of wine. Now there's something else called hormesis. And it's the stimulatory effect, the beneficial effect that a very mild poison will give you. You have this little teeny poison, not much. Your body has to marshal its resources, and it takes care of this poison, and you've exercised your immune system. Oh, that's a good thing. And my response to that is, yeah, fine. But is our environment not toxic enough? Just breathing city air, is that not stimulatory enough to excite our body to clean out these heavy metals that we breathe? Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. There's something about phytates as an anti-nutrient. Well, I went that far. You'll hear people who are like paleo guys and they'll say, oh, those plants are bad. And because of phytates. Phytate just means plant thing. And yeah, phytates can be what is called an anti-nutrient because it can bind with your zinc and it can bind with your iron and it can make that unavailable, non-bioavailable. Yeah, it's true. But that doesn't mean you can't eat iron-rich foods. You're eating iron-rich food, there's some phytates, you're not getting all the iron. You're getting some of the iron. That's all you need. And now if you're not mindful, you can deplete your zinc. Point is, eat zinc-rich foods and you can have the phytates, and the phytates will remove some of the zinc and you'll get the rest of it. And you have the benefit of eating highly nutritious foods, sources. The other side of that coin that you don't hear about, they're bad, they bind with our minerals. Yeah, they do. They also bind with strontium and lead. They bind with minerals in general. And so phytates are cleansing as well as being a so-called anti-nutrient. Now, living in our society is zinc and iron very, very rare. Is that hard to come by? And I'll give you a clue. No, no, it's not hard to come by. How about strontium and plutonium and these heavy metals? Are they hard to come by? No, they're in the atmosphere. They're in the environment. Hopefully a little less nowadays than it used to be, but lead is in the air. And so given that ratio of a lot of bad things that are here and a lot of good things that are easy, phytates, plant chemicals, a specific kind, you don't have to worry about them, generally speaking. Now that's more specific than I wanted to go into in this because, I want to stay a little looser. Okay, so this is about lifestyle and the things that you do on a regular basis so that you can maintain and repair and achieve a kind of optimal results. There's just so much to say about it, but keep it short. Have a great day.